Hey ladies, if you are new around here, my name is Ashley. I am the owner of Just Gorgeous Darling Boutique. Welcome to my channel. I post content about business, beauty, motherhood, and all the kind of things that are relevant to me in my stage of life. So if you are a mom, if you are a stay-at-home mom or a working mom, or you have a business, we probably have some things in common, and I would love to have you subscribe. And don't forget to hit the notification, the little bell, and that will let you know when I upload. I upload 2 to 3 days a week right now. And today's video is going to be using the products that I got in my Boxy Charm box this month, or last month actually. Today's April 1st, but in March's Boxy Charm box to create this look. It's kind of like a summery, glowy, pretty look. I'm going to be using some of the products that I got in my Boxy Charm box. So I got this Tarte palette. This is the Rainforest of the Sea Volume 3 with these really beautiful shimmer colors in it. I got some nice brushes, and I got my favorite mascara. So I would love to have you stay tuned, and without further ado, let's get right into it. Okay, so I am just gonna tie my hair back because last week I was doing my makeup and got foundation in my hair because apparently I cannot handle playing with makeup. Let's see. I'm gonna use a primer. So this is just what I have, the Younique Primer. I've told you guys a million times, I am not a rep with Younique. I bought a kit like a month or a year ago because it was a good deal, and so I'm just using the products that I have left over from that. I have not noticed that this primer does a whole lot as far as keeping my makeup like on my face throughout the day. I tend to be oily and it breaks down my makeup. So if you guys have a primer that you love, I would love to hear about it. I've gotten some samples when I had a Birchbox subscription, but they come in these little tiny bottles and I lose them, so I don't have any of them. Okay, I am going with kind of a dewy, neutral but kind of glam look. So I'm going in with the L'Oreal Lumi Glotion. I just do this under my foundation for kind of a glowy look. And I just massage that in with my hands. So you guys can see that's just giving me like a, what's the word I'm looking for? Youthful glow. It's just giving me a youthful glow. Okay, and then for foundation today, I'm going to use a BB cream. This is the CoverGirl Clean Matte BB cream for oily skin in the shade 520 Pale. And I'm going to use a damp beauty blender to apply this to my skin. When you're using that L'Oreal Lumi Glotion under a foundation that's full coverage, you're going to kind of be covering it up. So what I have done is mixed it in with my foundation instead. But since this is just a BB cream, I think we should be fine. So I'm just putting it on the back of my hand, and this shade is actually a little bit too dark for me, but I have Sunless Tanner on right now. I use the Saint Tropez Sunless Tanner. It's my favorite one because it doesn't have an orange undertone to it. It has like a green undertone instead. So I think it just looks a little bit more natural. As natural as tan can look on me anyway, because I'm so fair-skinned that it's really, really difficult for a sunless tanner to look natural on me. And then I always try to blend it into my hairline, just so that there's not like a weird line. Okay. So you can see there's a little bit, I don't know if you can tell, but I can tell, there's a little bit of just like a summery glow under my BB skin, or under my BB cream from that Younique lotion. I will say, if I'm doing a Facebook Live, I cannot use this because the lights, I usually do a live sale at night and I have really big softbox lights shining on me, and the lights pick up the iridescence of this and it makes me look really, really weird. It's not a good look at all. So it's fine if I'm going live during the day, but if I'm going live at night, I can't use this. It's like a disco ball. Like the lights pick up the iridescence in that Younique lotion like a disco ball. It's the craziest thing. Okay, so I am going to, oh, not setting powder yet. I need to do some concealer. I don't have any breakouts right now. I got back on my Curology. I will create a card to show you guys my skincare routine. I have adult cystic acne and finally figured out a routine that works for me. But I was breaking out briefly. Oh, sorry, you guys. This is I use same concealer I use every time, the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. I'm having a hard time Englishing because I'm in a little bit of a hurry. In the shade Fair. I ran out of my Curology ointment about 3 weeks ago. And so I went about a week and a half without it. And I did start to break out under here. I like my under eyes to be pretty bright. That is my personal preference. And then I'm going to set under my eyes with this like really fluffy brush. I got this in my BoxyCharm box. They are by the brand Moda. I got this like a little bit more of a denser blush brush, and then this fluffy brush, which it said that this was for highlight, but I've been liking to use it for setting my under eyes and kind of like a targeted powder brush. So same as always, Laura Mercier translucent powder under my eyes. I can get away with using a powder under my eyes because I tend to have oily skin. However, if you are somebody that has dry skin, this can really get kind of crepey looking on you and not be quite so flattering. But a trick that I learned from Sam Schurman is using a setting spray. So you set under your eyes with a translucent powder and then you use a setting spray, and it kind of helps it like melt into your skin instead of like settling into the creases. Do you know what I mean? So you're setting your under eye and avoiding that crepey look. So just a little tip. And then I am just doing a little bit more setting. And then I'm going to set with a setting spray. And let that dry. And the next thing I'm going to do is brows. I usually use the Younique Moodstruck Brow Obsession palette, but I actually have this little brow pot from e.l.f. in the shade medium brown, and I think I'm going to use that today. You can also use it as a liner. You can see it's kind of just like a pasty product. I bought this on one of my business trips when I had accidentally left all of my makeup at home. I left my little makeup bag at home. So I just went to Target and bought some affordable kind of alternatives, some affordable replacements. And this is one of those products and I kind of like it. So I'm going to use that today. Not paying a ton of attention to my brows. I never really do, but especially today. I do have some filming that I need to do for the boutique. And then later tonight, my husband and I are going out to dinner. So I will kind of come in and touch up and take my look from a daytime look to more of an evening look. But for right now, I'm a little bit crunched for time. I need to get into town and pay my rent for the office. I could have mailed that check in, but that would require me to have had my life together. And right now, we are in a super busy season of life. And as much as I do try to be planned and organized and not let things slide, I am not perfect. Okay, so next I am going to do my eyes. I got this Tarte palette in my BoxyCharm. This is the first month that I have been signed up for BoxyCharm. It is the Rainforest of the Sea Volume 3 eyeshadow palette. And it is these, like, you can see I've already started to use a little bit. I've been playing around with it, but it's like these really shimmery colors. Now I have one other palette by Tarte. I don't have a ton of like high-end eyeshadow, but it's filthy, but I have this palette by them. It's the Tarteist Pro To Go. I don't know what this one is called, but it has these like warm shimmery tones in it, and these are very highly pigmented and they're great. They never crease on me. I love them. And for an eyeshadow to not crease on me without like a setting powder or an eyeshadow primer, that really like speaks volumes. These are very heavily pigmented. These are almost like you can't use them on their own. They have almost no pigment. I mean, that's just on the tip of my finger. I will swatch these a little bit for you. It's almost like you have to use a shade underneath and then use the shimmer. These are almost like shimmers that you're going to do on top of another color. They really don't, they're not very pigmented at all, which I can see a purpose for, and I don't mind for like just a really quick shimmery everyday look, but I was a little bit surprised. Now, like I said before, I don't own a ton of Tarte products. I have that one other eyeshadow palette, and that was what I kind of expected this one to be, and they're just not. So let me know in the comments if you guys have more experience with Tarte products and if that is like standard, or if I just really lucked out with that little one that I got, because I love that palette. It's fantastic. So I am going to wash over my eyelid with this shade called Escape. Yeah, Escape. It's kind of like a champagne-y shimmer color. You can see they're really pretty. They're just not very pigmented. So if you were trying to do like a dramatic evening look, you would definitely need to layer these with something else. And then I'm just highlighting my brow bone there with that. Oh, sorry, I'm covering it up so you guys can't see. I'm going to use this is like a denser shadow brush, and I'm going to use this shade Drive in this other Tarte palette that I have. If I can find this, I will link it below, but it's a little bit older of a product, so like the shade names have started to rub off. Okay, and then I'm just gonna kind of do this in the crease just for a little bit of definition. None of the products in this palette are, in my opinion, pigmented enough to create any dimension in your like eyeshadow look. And I'm not doing anything like super, you know, fancy, you guys. I'm not a beauty guru. I'm just somebody that likes to play. I just like to play with makeup. I was able to get, I'll show you guys in a minute, instead of doing an eyeliner, I was able to get kind of a smoked out play on an eyeliner by getting a tiny little brush wet and using one of these darker shimmer colors, and that's what I'm going to do, and I'll show you guys that in a second. But this is just going to be a super neutral shadow look. Let's use that like brown shade just to give my eyelids a little bit of definition. Now I'm going to go in with a little tiny brush like this. I'm going to get it wet with a setting spray, and I'm going to go in with this shade called Malibu, and I'm going to do kind of like a smoked out eyeliner look. This is not going to be an evening look at all. When I go out tonight, I will need to come in and darken this up pretty significantly, but it is pretty and glowy and summery, so this is going to be a look that I probably do quite a bit in the summertime. Today's April 1st, you guys, and I stepped outside this morning and it's so snowy. Like several inches of snow. How's that for April Fools? Okay, so again, just kind of giving a little bit more definition to my lash line, top and bottom. And then I'm going to go in with this peachy shade called Compass, just with my finger. I got this tip from another YouTuber. Specifically with this palette, they pack on a little bit better if you use your finger and then just kind of press them in. So you can see I got a little bit more, quite a bit more actually, quite a bit more pigment. And then I'm just going to bring that into my inner eye. Okay, and then I'm just going to use a big fluffy brush and make sure everything is really nice and blended. Next up, let's do some bronzer. I'm going to switch it up and use the Benefit Hoola bronzer. I've just got an angled brush. Since I'm going for that kind of sun-kissed glowy look, because I want to pretend that it's getting warmer here, even though it's really not yet anyway. And then I do along my hairline. And then blush is going to be, I got this really inexpensive palette at TJ Maxx like a year and a half ago. It's called the Pro Artist Eyeshadow Palette. But it has this peachy blush in it that I really like. So that's what I'm using today. I don't even know if this is actually like a real brand or if it's just kind of one of those cheap knockoffs that TJ Maxx carries sometimes, but this thing has lasted me forever, and the shadows are surprisingly pigmented for being such an inexpensive product. Okay, blush done. I am going to use setting spray one more time before I do my mascara. And then also in my Boxy charm, I got a tube of my favorite mascara. You guys know I have been using this for a little over a month now. It's the Maybelline Lash Sensational. I keep forgetting to order more of this. I never get out to Sephora. It's about a 25-minute drive from my house, and I just never have a reason to go out there. So I've just been using this, and honestly, I've been very happy with it. However, this is my favorite ever. So when I opened up my BoxyCharm and saw a full size, I was so happy. So if you're not familiar, it's the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. Everybody loves it. It's just really great. It's good. I don't know what else to say. Okay, mascara is done, and I forgot that I did not do highlight. So I'm going to use this. I've been loving this brush lately. It's just like a really fat, dense eyeshadow brush, but I've been using it for highlight. And I'm going to use this Champagne highlight. It's an eyeshadow, but I'm going to use it as a highlight. And I just like that I can get really targeted with where I'm putting, because if I'm not careful, sometimes I end up looking like a glazed donut, and that's not really the look I'm shooting for, you know? And then I just, to make it look a little bit more natural, I come up over the eyebrow and then down the nose and Cupid's. There we go. And then I'm just gonna kind of like blend that a little bit, because I go in really targeted with the eyeshadow brush, and then I'll go in and blend it after I have it where I want it. And then lips. I don't know. I think I'm just going to use this Milani. It's a nice, it's called Precious in the shade 11 Precious. It's just a nice matte lip. And this one is a drugstore. Ooh, that's very bright. Well, we're here now. I'm committed. And that's it, you guys. So I hope you enjoyed this look. I think my hair is just going in a messy bun today because I have a lot to do. Don't forget to hit subscribe if you are new around here. We upload content to, or I should say I upload content 2 to 3 days a week. Anything from makeup to boutique hauls to reviews to mom life stuff. So if you are not already subscribed, I would love to have you, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I'll see you next time. Bye.